This is part 4 and the final part of my series on divine calling and purpose. Today, I want to talk about the butterfly and the moth. Did you know that the butterfly and the moth were related? Did you know that they come from the same family? Did you know that they go through the same metamorphosis before they become who they are in the end? Just because the butterfly shines more brightly than the moth does not mean that the butterfly is better than the moth. Nor does it mean that the moth is less valuable than the butterfly. You see, all of it is a part of God's divine purpose, and they each have a role to play. It's about purpose and calling. In their metamorphosis from caterpillar to butterfly, the caterpillar that's going to become a butterfly wraps itself in a cocoon, as we know, but that cocoon has nothing special about it. In fact, it's hard. It's got a soft, smooth texture, but it's hard and it's just made out of protein. It's not unique. Now, the moth, on the other hand, when they're wrapping themselves in their cocoon, did you know that they wrap themselves in a substance made out of silk? Can you imagine caterpillar with a soft skin? I don't know if you've ever held a caterpillar. They're just so soft. And wrapping itself in silk. I'm sure that just felt amazing, just being like hibernating in there, just wrapped up in my silk sheets, just, ooh. Just looking at that, if you were a betting person, you might think, I can't wait to see what this moth is going to do when it comes out. You're convinced it's going to be the most beautiful of the two because one is clearly wrapped up in something a little more expensive and glorious. And then the butterfly comes out of this boring little protein cocoon with all these splendid, beautiful colors that nobody saw coming and is breathtaking. And every time we see one in nature, we're just like, oh, a butterfly. They're so intoxicating that people literally try to capture them in jars. And then the moth comes out of this silk wrap that you thought was going to look better than the butterfly, and it's not giving what you thought it was going to give. You know, the moth has scaly skin, not bright colors, looking a little dull. Now, does that mean the moth is less valuable? No. They look different, and different is good. And then to make matters worse, God doesn't even put them in the same shift. Doesn't even put them together so they can enjoy each other. You know, the butterfly is active during the day and rests during the night. And the moth is sleeping during the day and active during the night. And do you know that when the moth is resting, they rest with their wings out? And when the butterfly is resting, she truly rests. So even in the way they function, they're different.